Shalom, shalom. 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 All right. All right. Slacking for a long way. Just had to check my feed. But as you can see from the title of the lesson, um, man's goings are of the Lord. You know, man's goings are of the Lord. We gonna I'll start off with the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, and verse 23. It says, "O Lord, I know that the way of a man is not in himself. It is not in man to walk, that walketh to direct his steps, right?" And that scripture is clear. It's not in a man to guide his own steps or to direct his own steps. This is the etymology for the word direct. It says to write or address. It says to someone also to point or make known or course to, right? Set straight, arrange, give a particular direction to, right? So it's not in man to guide his own devices. His own direction, right? This is the book of Job, chapter 33, at verse 15. Let me get it. I'm gonna get it in the blue letter. This is the book of Job, chapter 33, and verse 15. It says, "In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction." Right? Let's read that in the NLT in verse 16. It says, "He whispers in their ears and terrifies them with warnings." Hold on, let me see. Well, yeah, the NLT not really going into it. Well, let's read in the KJV again, verse 16. It says, "Then he opened up the ears of men and sealed their instructions." Right, so the Lord is going to seal a man's instruction while he sleep, while he's upon his bed. You know, the Lord is imputing into that man what he's going to do in the day. You know, and it's all up to once again a man's will is all up to the Lord. A man's will is all up to the Lord's will. That's why the scriptures say, um, this is the book of James, chapter 4, and verse 15. It says, I'll start at verse 14. It says, whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor, and right, we don't know what's gonna be on tomorrow. That's why the scripture say, take no thought, for tomorrow, because the Lord is going to once again, like we was reading in Jeremiah, is going to in Job, that the Lord is going to impute into a man his instruction while he sleeps. So we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. The Lord can put anything on our spirit to make us do. It says for what or to make happen. It says what is your life? It is even as a vapor that appeared for a little time and then vanisheth away. Right, and our little life, that the little amount of life that we have in this flesh is not compared to the amount of life that we're going to have in the kingdom, everlasting life. Right, but verse 15, for that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live, or do this or that, right? So we say the Lord's will, so that anything can happen, because, we don't know, what can happen. All chances is, is left up to the Lord, whether He will do it or not, or make some a successful thing. This is but back to the book of Job. Well, let's move on to another precept. We might come back to that. We might close out that Job chapter 33. That's a good precept. But this is the book of Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1. It says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will." Right. So whatever the king does is up to the Lord. So if what the scriptures say, that in the book of Psalms that Esau, that the wicked is thy sword, right? So even the kings of the earth, they're directed by the Lord, right? It says, let's read it again. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, right? So the king's heart, that word heart going into the Hebrew word lav, which means your mind, and so the king's mind, is directed by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 18 and verse 2. The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but He, who governeth. When you go into that word, government, meaning your mind, and govern meaning control. So the word here for governeth goes into control. It says, "Who governeth the world with the palm of His hand." And how is He governing the world? Through the palm of His hand, through His sword, which is the devil. But because the scriptures say in Job 9 and 24, Job to the 9 and verse 24, that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. But I'm not gonna get that, but I will get the book of Sirach. The book of Sirach. Chapter 10 and verse 4. It says, An unwise king destroyeth his people. Hold on, let me see. It says, Slacky, no, that's verse 1. All right. No, let me, here we go, right here. Sirach chapter 10, verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. But, once again, it's, and it's not one that's profitable that's ruling the earth right now. These devils are not profitable to human life or the earth. That's why you see so much death, and you see the earth decaying in the state that it's in. But that one that is profitable that the Lord is going to set up to be ruler on the earth is Yahweh Shai and the elect, right? But let's go back to that. It's in the book of Sirach chapter 18 verse 3. It says, "Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. For he is the king of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane." And when you go into that, you can go into that in 1 Corinthians, the first chapter. Around like 20 verses or the 10 verses. Going into like how the Lord chose the foolish things of the earth to confound the things that are mighty. So the Lord have chosen holy things among them from profane. All the profane things of the earth that's defiled and wicked, contrary to the ways of Yahweh Shah. The Lord ain't chose that. He chose the so-called weak things of the earth. Faith. Hoping for something that you can't see. Right. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 16 verse 9. It says, "A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps." Right. So a man is going to devise, and that's close to that word devices. I was thinking about that word devices. Because man is stuck in his devices. In his way. Being all up in his way, but the Lord's way is contrary to ours. That's in the scriptures too, where the scriptures say that. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, says the Lord." Right? It says, "For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Right? So the Lord is capable of more. His mentality is capable of more than we're capable of in his flesh. So we're only limited to what we can think in his flesh and what we can do in his flesh. But the Lord is not limited to the things of the earth, such as the flesh. Which is 1 Corinthians the 15th chapter. These celestial bodies or terrestrial bodies, like I get them mixed up. The difference between terrestrial and celestial. But I know one of them is on the earth and one of them is up heaven. But the Lord is not in a fleshly body. Dealing with the things of the flesh, he thinks more. He got to think about. And righteousness is on his mind. In this flesh, the scriptures say that the heart is deceitful above all things. But this is the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. It says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and he giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up the basis of men." But the point being, the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and how can the Lord Yahweh Shah rule a kingdom when he's not seen? How can you you say that Yahweh Shemel Shai is ruling over the kingdom when you don't physically see him ruling, but that's, you know, that's where the Lord directing the steps of men comes in, and that's where the faith of the elect come in, because the elect are going to be the only ones that see Yahweh Shemel Shai ruling the earth, even in the state that it's in now, But everybody else, what I'm saying, they're just not going to believe it. But the Lord, once again, he's the ruler of all things. He even rules in wicked kingdoms, man. Because once again, the Lord is in control, ultimately. He guides men's steps. Even to the point of how Esau was able to conquer and put us over here on slave ships and take down the Gadites and the Reubenites, and other tribes that were in the land during the time. That was through Yahweh Shemel Shai, and prophecy. The Lord allowed that to happen for a reason, right? But this is Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. Let's see. It says, "Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?" Right. So even Esau's way, you can read about what Esau does and how he operates. Genesis 27, or is it 25? The scriptures talk about how he was a cunning hunter, and he traded his birthright for one morsel of meat. Characteristics of the devil that was given to him from Yahweh Shemel Shai. Because once again, the man's way, and the man's way shows forth his character. Which we are all characters created from Yahweh Shemel Shai and the elect. But you got righteous characters and you got wicked characters. You got 2/3. You got heathens, and you got the righteous and the elect. All different characters, but we all here in this end time. Getting ready to see the Lord's judgment. But yeah, like I said, I was gonna close out with that Job 33 and 15, 16. I'll just read verse 16. And this is the book of Job, chapter 33, and verse 16. It says, then he opened up the ears of men. I'll start verse 15. It says, in a dream, in the vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he opened up the ears of men and sealed their instruction, right? So the Lord is going to seal what they're instructed in a day, This is in the scriptures, The Lord controls a man's steps. The Lord ruling out to edify for whatever some shall forgive me the spirit of the lesson. I'm going to close out by, for one, giving the one to the elder apostle Great Millstone who teach well, and also by giving all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Shalom.